Hi guys, so I've shot this video twice now and it was out of focus both times. I'm still learning how to use my new camera. I have no editing software yet, so just bear with me. I wanted to discuss therapy because I just got back from it a little while ago and how beneficial I think it is for everyone. I believe that therapy is for literally everyone, not just people with mental health diagnosis like bipolar, schizophrenia, or PTSD, or BPD, or DID. You know, there is an array of reasons that therapy is beneficial to individuals, and one of them is just, quite frankly, having someone to talk to and get stuff off your chest. That's a huge relief. And two, that person is unbiased, so they're not going to sway one way or the other, so you don't have to worry about any of that. Are they going to be on my side? Are they not? Blah, blah, blah. That's not an issue. It's a total non-issue. This person is here for you and to give you as honest and healthy of feedback as possible. And that's another important thing, is the feedback. They will help you develop healthy coping skills. They will help you work on how to become more mindful of how to better articulate your needs, your wants, your feelings, your disappointment, your breakdowns, things like that, so that way the people that are in your daily life can better hear you and better understand you and hopefully better help you. Like, one of the things that I'm working on right now is figuring out how to be nicer to myself. And so my homework for between now and the next session is that with some of the changes that are going on in the house, I have to basically, I can't help someone that I care about in the ways that I normally would want to, because of circumstances outside of my control. And instead of beating myself up over that, I have to kind of just put a wall up and go, you know what, I've done as much as I can, and there's not much else I can do, so there's no sense in beating myself up over it. There's no sense in being cruel to myself. And that's something I would do. Like in this situation, I want to help someone move. I can't do that because of work, you know, and so instead of beating myself up, I have to put the wall up, and I have to remind myself I've done as much as I can, and I need to be mindful of the fact that, you know, not everything goes to plan. Not everything happens the way that it was supposed to or that you hope it does. So you have to give yourself some wiggle room, some grace. But the other part is that therapy is beneficial and that it will help give you the tools. Like being able to be mindful for me is hard. So I have to remind myself to breathe a lot. I have to count to 10. And these are just to try and like pull me back down so that I can recollect, refocus, and then hopefully move on. And therapy is helping me do that. Now, granted, yes, I do have mental health disorders, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, adjustment disorder, you know, ADD, whatever. But even if I didn't have those things, I would still need someone to talk to, because it's hard to connect with people these days. And I know that in particular with men, they feel that therapy, and I'm not saying this to be sexist, I'm just saying this as an overall, a majority of the time that therapy comes up around men that I've tried to have conversations with, it's, oh, men don't need that, or oh, that's for women, or oh, that's for crazy people. And that's part of the stigma. You can seek professional help, and there's no reason that you should have to feel crazy or that you're weak or anything along those lines. And that's part of the problem with stigma, is that there's still such a hard clenched belief that if you're getting help, you're weak, and you're not. You're actually extremely strong because you're willing to grow and move past your shortcomings. And that takes a lot of time and effort and strength. So I want to kind of fight the stigma in that regard, is that therapy is a lot of work. Therapy is exhausting. Therapy is not easy. It's not just, you know, rainbows and butterflies. But I also want to fight the idea that therapy is only for people with mental disorders, because that's not true. Say that you're going through something at home and like you're having trouble with your teenager or your husband, or you're having a hard time adjusting to be a new mom or becoming a stay-at-home mom. There's just these life changes that sometimes it helps to have someone to talk to that has the tools to make sure that what you're doing is healthy, that how you're coping is healthy, before it snowballs and becomes something it didn't need to become in the first place. And that's what therapy is there for. It helps guide you and keep you on track and stay healthy. For me, I'm a self-injurer. I'm a recovering self-injurer, and I haven't cut myself in a very long time, but I still pick scabs and I still pick my fingernails, and those are forms of self-injury. Anything that harms you is considered self-injury. But it's not necessarily because of therapy that I'm not self-injuring. So that's an unfair example. But there are people that are in therapy for self-injury, and it is helping them. And it is helping them put off one episode to the next, and it's helping them put the razor blade down. That's helping them not pick at their scabs or pick at their skin until they are bleeding. There's even the promiscuity that is potentially depending on who you talk to, a form of self-injury. There's like 11 or 12 different ways that you can self-injure. So it's a pretty broad category of self-injury. But therapy is beneficial for people no matter what is going on with them, because you don't have to worry about, are they going to be on my side? Are they going to, are they going to hear me? Are they going to pay attention? Like, yes, they are. It's their job. And not only that, a majority of the therapists that I've dealt with, it's not just a job, it's something that matters to them. It's something that they're passionate about. And so you really want to figure out, do you want a male therapist? Do you want a female therapist? Does it matter what language they speak in? Does it matter what they practice? Right now I'm taking EMDR. I've done behavioral therapy in the past, and it's not been great. But now I'm finding out that might be because of this new diagnosis of the borderline personality disorder. Would do better with dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT. And I'm working on getting that set up, as well as the EMDR. But I have a lot of childhood trauma, and rewiring the brain for trauma, EMDR is great for. It uses lights and sensation to help your brain rewire itself. Which I have had positive feedback from my dad, my roommate, and my therapist since I've started this year. But I really think that everyone would benefit from therapy. If there's someone that's going through a hard time that suggest maybe they find someone to talk to, a counselor, a therapist, a psychologist, anybody that they're comfortable reaching out to. That's a professional that knows the healthy coping mechanisms and tools to be able to continue to work towards something healthy without getting sidetracked and doing something potentially damaging without realizing it. Because that's where therapists come into play. We can go along and think we're doing great, but sometimes we can end up over here when in reality we want to be over here. But they help keep us on course. Therapy helps keep us, we might deviate a little bit and then swing back over, but it's not like when we're doing it ourselves and we are just beating ourselves up or trying without success. We're not going to just completely veer off course and end up out in left frickin' field. So again, if you are struggling, if someone is struggling, please suggest therapy of any form that you know of, or that that there's a resource for in your community. Start looking up the resources in your community so that you have that information at your disposal the next time you find someone in need. And please, if you hear someone say that therapy is for someone crazy, that's for people that are crazy, you know, say something about how therapy helped you in this regard, or how therapy helped your cousin or your brother or whoever. You know, give anecdotal evidence that therapy is actually beneficial and it is worth it. If you have any comments or questions, or if you need help getting treatment, leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe if you like what I'm talking about. In the meantime, I'll see you next video, guys. Bye.